yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have a great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously? Like, thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. We talked about the Raiders side of the trade, but Seattle made some moves. But as we are recording, the moves they have made so far is the addition of Cooper Kupp, also the subtraction of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I think my main views, Austin, are just kind of on the offense. They're moves, and I don't think they're worse, but I don't think they're better with this.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I don't think we mentioned it here, but they do have Sam Darnold, and that's going to be an interesting makeup of a team. Obviously, Sam Darnold had success early last season and in the middle, especially where he helped the Vikings get a 14-3 record. And because of JJ McCarthy returning from injury, the Vikings decided to move off from him. But now it's going to be him in Seattle. I can see this going one of two ways. Either he's going to have a Geno Smith type of career in Seattle where he's going to show flashes and still have some success, or I could see him returning to his Jets-like level. I mean, it's all up in the air. I do like the addition of Cooper Kupp. I don't think he's washed as long as he can stay healthy. Losing Lockett and Metcalf is rough, but they still have JSN. They're still going to have Kenneth Walker, so they're going to have options on offense other than Cooper Kupp. And it's really going to come down to, can they bolster their offensive line? Because their defense looked good last year. So I don't necessarily hate these moves. I think they're going to be a solid team. We'll have to see what else they add in the draft, but it's a wait and see for me.
Yeah, and talking about Cooper Kupp, because I don't hate the Cooper Kupp move. It's just, to me, you mentioned injuries, and why not keep DK Metcalf? I'm kind of confused. Why get rid of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett?
I think it's because, Tyler Lockett struggled at the end of last season, and they didn't want to have to pay him. And I think DK is really a money thing. When you have JSN on the roster, JSN was going to be the best wide receiver on the roster, I think, next year. And if DK was on the roster, I still think JSN would have been the best guy there. So I think they decided not to pay him wide receiver 1 money for being a wide receiver 2, and decided to sign Cooper Kupp, who was kind of low on the free agent. Like, how much are you going to have to pay him? So I think that was the reasoning.
Yeah, you bring up a good point talking about that, because DK's contract, I think, was $100 million guaranteed, while Cooper Kupp is $45 million. So, and then I would say Geno Smith is better than Sam Darnold, but I don't think it's going to be huge drop-offs for Seattle. I think they should, if they get the Sam Darnold from last year, it would be still a pretty good quarterback. I think they wanted to move on Geno Smith because they weren't able to get that deal. Apparently, it was reported that Geno Smith didn't want that deal, wasn't going to take it, so the Seahawks moved off him. But just a lot of moves, and we'll have to see what they're doing. To me, it's kind of more of a future. Well, while they're being competitive now, there seems to be more an emphasis on the future of building that with JSN, because he was continuing to develop. And just that, to me, has kind of gone, okay, we're going to lean into JSN. Then they add Cooper Kupp to help them now with Sam Darnold. But I view the Sam Darnold situation as good now. Then maybe next year or the year after, they draft the quarterback.
It's going to depend on how Sam Darnold plays. I mean, I could see him getting another contract in Seattle if he plays very well, but also I could see them doing what you said. They had the weapons, though, around Darnold. They just need a good offensive line. I think that their coaching situation is also going to be decent, so they're going to have a chance to still be playoff contenders next year. It's just going to depend on how Cooper Kupp does and a lot of these new additions, and also can Sam Darnold be the quarterback he was last year?
Yeah, and I think another thing, as you mentioned, that they can still be playoff competitors if it plays right from. To me, there's more risk in these moves based on what they had last year. Last year, you could just build off that, but it looks like a new direction or just new pieces. And to me, that takes some time to mesh, but we'll have to see. So I'm just very interested, and I didn't expect this from Seattle. And it's not large money; it's just they move DK, they move off other contracts like Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett. Then they bring in Sam Darnold. Oh, and I also forgot the Seahawks brought in DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't know if you saw
Yes,
that.
yeah, they did. So yeah, their defense looks solid for next year, but
Yeah, and he's a good veteran presence too. I think I was sad to see him go because I think he is a good defensive end, but he deals with injuries. But making some interesting moves, and then also Marquez Vandas Scantling was signed by them. Maybe that kind of takes over the Tyler Lockett role for the Seahawks.
yeah, I could see that. Just a deep threat. Lockett's a little bit different than that, though. MVS is kind of going to be in that like DK role of DK is a long route, a deep route guy. He stretches the defense, and that's what MVS's job is going to be. Obviously, the target share won't be the same, but beating guys deep is really what MVS does, and that's the same thing with DK. So it's a smaller version of that, but I think his role is more conducive for it.
Yeah, overall, didn't expect this from Seattle, but we'll have to see. But I'm very interested to see what they do now. Now that's all I have. I'll let you close this one out.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Please let us know what you guys think about the Seahawks moves this offseason and how you view them for next season.